Hello everyone, so I just wanted to show you a bit of how I do my sculpting, why I do warm-up sculpts, why warm-up sculpts are important in general, and generally some uses for this kind of behavior, so to say. So whenever I want to sculpt rocks, because the rocks are going to be main theme of this part series, basically, I always like to drag out a cube, make that polymesh, and just drag it out, get it into the scene. I like to just set up a few settings, and what I like doing is just immediately dynameshing it and then just going ham with it. So I pick up a trim smooth border. I usually get the draw size a bit bigger or a bit smaller, it doesn't matter, and just start by by beveling some of these edges and getting a general feel for the brush. So why this may be important, especially for somebody that is just starting out, but it is important for basically anybody, it doesn't matter your skill level, is you get used to the way the brush feels. You get used to how certain brushes behave without actually having to worry about the looks of things. And a 15-minute warm-up sculpt, or even less, make it what you will. I think it's just important to just get something going. Is just an amazing way to just get something started. So basically, just going around, getting the feel for the brush in general. See, I wanna increase the size now, and just going over, like transferring the normal of it, and then doing a bunch of stuff. Just it doesn't have to look good. I'm not aiming for it to look good. I'm just aiming to see how the brushes behave in certain scenarios. And of course, when I feel like there is a bit low on geometry, I just reset the Dynamesh and just start all over and basically just paint over it. And it's just an amazing tool in everybody's skill set that can be used to make everything you do a lot better, because you're not just straight jumping into anything. This can also be used to like get out of a certain rut, or you haven't been feeling much that you want to create anything. It's just a really amazing thing to do when you're tackling a big project and you might not feel like you want to tackle it, you might not feel like you want to do the project, but just doing a sculpt is just an amazing tool to get you going. It doesn't matter on what, this doesn't have to look good, you're relieved of the pressure of anything having to look good, but you can still play around, get a feel for everything, and then if you're really not feeling like sculpting or doing any work, you can just quit. It doesn't matter much. You didn't really start with the intention of creating something amazing. You started with the intention of just getting to feel the brushes and getting to do something at least. But usually what happens is that in these scenarios you just pull yourself to working, and after you start doing the simplest of tasks like this warm-up sculpt, it just starts flowing, and you suddenly want to actually make something that looks cool, and you got a feel for the brushes, you know how to actually do certain areas, you might even discover some new technique of creating shapes. Like it's up to you to just grab a cube, a sphere, whatever, move it into place, use all the different brush settings, all the different ways of creating certain shapes, because it's really an amazing way to just get something going without the burden of doing a lot. So just playing around, having a feel, it's one of the most amazing things that you can do. And just grabbing even some custom brushes. It's all about experimenting, in my opinion, because the more you experiment, the more you find out. And if you experiment a lot, you will find out a lot. It's pretty simple. It sounds really um, cliche, but it really is that simple. It's just about messing around, seeing what does what, and at the end of the day, you might not create anything mind-breaking, but you did start working on something. So that's, in my opinion, the most important thing. You just went out and did anything, even though you might have not felt like it, even though what you created didn't really look the way you wanted to, but you actually just did it. So it's better than being passive and not doing anything. And that's why I really, really like these 30-minute sculpts or 15-minute sculpts. I can be feeling really bad. I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to create any assets. I don't want to create any environments. I don't want to sculpt. I feel like whatever I make is not gonna be that good. But just doing something to get me going, almost with 100% certainty, gets me to create way better stuff. It's just, I would have stayed and done nothing if I didn't do the warm-up sculpt. But most of the time when I do the warm-up sculpt, almost 100% of the time when I do a warm-up sculpt, I end up creating something really, really amazing afterwards, or at least up to my own standards, that I actually enjoyed making it and that it actually looked good in my opinion. So these sculpts can be a powerful tool, not only for practicing the brushes, but also from getting out of a rut and just feeling a bit better when you start working. So you just kind of rehearse everything that you already know. Maybe you learn a thing or two, and then in the actual sculpt, you can try and take it to the next level. Just do even more. And this is like your playground pretty much. Like, don't feel afraid to do anything in this stage. Use the move tool, use the clip tools, use every single tool you feel like can help you create something cool looking, and just play around. Literally, there is nothing more to it than playing around. And like I'm doing here, I just like to use a bit of move tool just to see what I can do. And getting back on topic to like rock creation, like just feeling like, what could the rock look like actually? Just what would be a rock shape that feels natural, and what would be a rock shape that doesn't feel natural, in my opinion. And it's it's all about messing around with those and finding out, hey, I made this feels natural. Hey, I made this, but this doesn't really quite feel natural. And then asking yourself questions. Why doesn't it feel natural? What could you fix about it? What to do next time you create a similar shape? It's just constantly thinking and feeling the work you're making currently. It's a bit hard to explain, but once you start diving deep into it, it's really interesting to find out how much you can do with just a simple warm up that doesn't take much time, and it takes zero energy to get you going, literally zero. So just getting these shapes like around, getting to see them, how they work, what are they doing actually, and see, like, this is a very unnatural shape here. So how would you go about creating a natural shape? In my opinion, I would just sculpt really roughly and then see what comes out. And see, like, now I have this shape, I want to kind of break it down, now a bit of this one, add a little bit of geometry, refresh the Dynamesh, just playing around, nothing else but playing around and seeing how shapes can develop. And in these warm-up sculpts, there have been multiple occasions where right off the bat in the warm-up sculpt I created something out of thin air. I wasn't even trying to create, but it looked pretty decent, and I just continued working on it until it looked proper. Especially rocks, especially these natural stuff like these, that is just completely chaotic at times. But there have been times where I've took a warm-up sculpt up to completion, and it started out basically as this, as a pile of mess that doesn't look much like anything, but after refining and finding out that I actually like the shape and I want to continue working on it, I suddenly wanted to finish it, and just it ended up looking good. So you never know, and it's always better to just start and do something than be idle and do nothing, do none of the sculpts. Like, even creating this weird looking rock for me is much better than contemplating and not doing anything, than planning all day to how I'm gonna do a much more complicated rock formation but not doing it at all. This is 10 times better in my opinion, and it actually, instead of you just planning or thinking how you're gonna do something, it's just you have actually done something, and now you have a better motivation and better pull to actually bring you towards getting other stuff done as well. So I just like adding a lot of shapes here, a lot of messing around until I feel like I'm warmed up, done, or if I find out that I actually want to work on this, I just say, okay, I'm just gonna now finish this as an actual sculpt, and I'm gonna treat it as a sculpt I'm gonna be doing as of now. So just going around, and to me, this is, I think, pretty much done as a warm-up sculpt. I think I could bring this to completion to look like an actual rock and look decent, but honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna start new, and this has been an amazing starting point for me just to get a feel again of how each of the brushes I like using work. And I usually switch brushes a bit more, but this time around I didn't. I usually I did a lot more with trim smooth border than other brushes, but that's okay as well. Just see what feels right for you. I think mastering trim smooth border is one of the most important ones to actually accomplishing that rock look. But all the other brushes are also important to just, get a feel for what you're doing. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more of like orb flatten edge to see how that reacts and how it will react in the future rocks I'm making. And again, making rocks is just basically having miles on the car, basically. It's just doing until you finally find out how a rock feels nice. And the more you do it, the more you will find out and the more you will know how to make better rocks. Because rocks are pretty chaotic at times, and it can be sometimes hard to follow completely a concept. I like to freestyle almost all my rocks, but once you get like a few made, especially with these warm-up sculpts, you always learn a little bit, even though you might not feel like it in the moment. So I always encourage doing these, because you have one more rock, even though this doesn't look much of a rock, you can agree, but you have one more sculpt in your book, basically. So I would finish the video here because there is not much I can talk about. I hope you enjoyed this little mini guide. There will be more coming in the following weeks with every single thing I learned about rocks, and I want to be sharing all the little tips and stuff to help you create your cool little rocks, especially stylized ones. So I'll see you very soon then. Bye.